So here's a question that came up in the group recently. What body fat percentage should you be before you climb your mountain, hike your hike, through hike your through hike? Should it be sweet 16%? Should it be 6%? Should it be bullshit percent? Because honestly, body fat percentage has nothing to do with any of this stuff. If you guess, ding ding, bullshit, you are correct. It really is something that we kind of tell ourselves in our own minds and hold ourselves back that we have to have a certain kind of body before we really go for our dreams. But I really want to step back today and talk about why you are enough right now and just really re-examine that belief. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Sarah. I'm a fitness coach who helps adventure lovers get in amazing shape for hiking, backpacking, and mountaineering. And whenever I talk about this stuff, it's very personal to me as well. I actually had an experience the day before we left for our Mount Rainier trip. Our group was all hanging out in someone's backyard. We were talking about gear, starting to pack our group gear. And the person whose house we were at happened to have one of those biometric scales. And we were all like, oh, let's jump on it and see what it says. And of course, so a couple of people jumped on. They're like 17% body fat. I jump on, I'm 29, and I was devastated. I'm like, oh my gosh, like all this work I've been doing to get ready, all this working out, and 29, like what the shit? And so I was just, I'm like, I quit right now. Like a person with 29% body fat can't climb Mount Rainier, which, there were many things wrong with this thing I was telling myself. First of all, those biometric scales, they're bullshit. Don't buy one, don't believe one if you get on it. And second of all, body size really has nothing to do with health, nothing to do with fitness, and it does not mean a thing about your ability to go and climb the mountain, unless you make it mean something. So, case in point, I went and climbed the mountain, had fun, did just fine, didn't really have an appreciably different experience or a harder time than the people that were 17%, and really, it just drove home to me how much we limit ourselves in our own minds and how so many people are kind of putting off their dreams because they just feel like there's something wrong with their bodies. Their bodies are holding them back. Their bodies are an obstacle. Their bodies are not enough. So today I really want to burn all that down and just talk about how you can get past that belief and really just start to see the potential in yourself right now. So you can start right now, because if you keep putting it off and putting it off and putting it off, you might never get there. And how horrible would that be, on your deathbed to think back that you could have done these things and it was a thought that stopped you. So a couple things I want you to take away from this video about body image, outdoor athletes, and our sport. The first one is that we get so many messages from marketing that are damaging, and they're complete bullshit. So a great example from a couple years ago, there was a video, one of the outdoor clothing companies made this video, and it was it was to the tune of a Cake song, and it featured women in the outdoors doing rock climbing, doing skiing, doing a bunch of things. I mean, it was a cute idea, but this video, I think this is great. This is the first time I really saw people taking a stand about this. This video got totally slammed for, number one, showing a bunch of models. They were all like young, white, 22-year-old women who, I just really don't represent what that company's clients, customers probably look like, what the market looks like. I live in a super outdoorsy place, y'all, like Colorado. And if you go out on the trail, I guarantee you, there's never been a day where I'm surrounded by 22-year-old blonde models with bouncy ponytails. I see 80-year-old women, and men. I see, people of all sizes. I see people with short hair and long hair, tattoos, piercings, just all the people are out there. And if you think about it, that's such a damaging message to some, that everybody, in the outdoors looks like a model and it's cute. I mean, it's bullshit, right? But that is kind of what we've been fed. And I do feel like it's starting to change, but it's still a reality. It's still in our heads, right? And another place to look to realize like how the marketing affects us is look at clothing. We just had a great discussion in the group about trying to find plus size clothing and how difficult that is. And if you want to look, there's a trainer, a friend of mine who's a trainer who works here in Colorado, and she put a list of plus size clothing companies that's awesome and very comprehensive if you want to check that out. But yeah, I mean, even just things like that send such a message to us when like that maybe we have to be a certain size to belong here, when it's just not true. Here's the truth. If you go and do the thing that you think like you are the wrong size to do, you will be astounded probably. You will go to Mount Rainier and just see that there are people of all sizes climbing it. You will go and hike the Pacific Crest Trail and see people of all sizes. One of my favorite articles I've read recently was about just by Carla Powell, who's a writer from Canada. She hiked the Inca Trail at 385 pounds and wrote about what that was like and what that taught her, and it's just amazing to see. So never let like marketing or the industry or other people like make you believe that you don't belong here. So number 2 thing to think about, health, like weight is not health, and weight is also not character. We put so much emphasis in our society on thinness. Weight has to mean something. You know what your weight means? It means you have a body. That is all it means. And really, at any weights or any size, your biggest goal is just to be a healthy human being that is living your dreams and enjoying yourself. Your weight does not have to mean anything else about you. It doesn't mean that you have poor self-control. It doesn't mean you've had sadness in your life. It doesn't mean that you can or can't do certain things. Your weight is completely neutral. So if you feel like your weight means something about you and that holds you back, really kind of sit with that and question that. I mean, why is that true? Like, why can't I go and hike the Inca Trail at 400 pounds? I mean, you wouldn't be the first one, for sure. Alpine Beads on Instagram is a good chuckle. Thanks, Holly. Good suggestion. And that kind of brings me to, I wanted to talk a little bit about social media and kind of how we can use this as a positive for body image with outdoor athletes. I really want to encourage you, to follow people who are breaking the stereotypes, interact with them, just get to know their lives, learn from them, and also to be one of them. So some examples, first of all, of people who I think are really amazing. Carla Powell, who I just mentioned. She doesn't do a lot on social media, but she has an amazing blog. I think it's like Carla Powell CA. She's from Canada. You can check it out, like learn about her life as a plus size traveler, plus size hiker. It's pretty cool. She's a really good writer. And then another one I really love, Myrna Valerio. She is an plus size ultra runner, and she's also an Instagram influencer who works with a lot of brands. So if you want to learn about plus size clothes for running, she is the girl. She is just always on there wearing cute clothes, and you can kind of see, that there are starting to be more clothes that are size inclusive. So definitely she is showing you some of them. And then another one I really like, who I think is kind of up and coming, is Brandy S. I don't know her last name, but she's an ambassador for Women Who Hike. Her Instagram handle is @BrandyHike. She's a plus size hiker, and she's really just kind of on a mission to show that, hiking is for everyone. And it's really cute. She has some little nephews that they're like toddlers, and she's always out hiking, carrying them on her back, which is pretty badass. Like those kids are heavy. If you're a mom or a dad that's trying to carry the carrier, it's pretty tough. So definitely check out influencers, people on social media, and consider also becoming one of them. Really following those women and just like learning about their stories, like kind of inspired me to show my body more on social media. And not that it's super plus size, but it's real size. And I really think people need to see people of all sizes, not just models who are 22 years old, and also people of all ages and people of all, they need to see all the people out there enjoying hiking. And the more that we get out there and break the stereotypes, the more that people realize that these sports are for everybody, and it is for them, and it is for me, and it is for you. So those are my tips on, really just letting go of this idea that you're the wrong body fat percentage. You gotta have a certain BMI. Like, people of my weight don't do this. It's all bullshit. It's all just stuff we've created in our mind. People of all sizes are hiking, climbing mountains, backpacking. We really, need to see more people of all sizes doing this. So definitely, really don't be afraid to free yourself from that belief that you are not enough or your body needs to be a certain way, and just start now. Don't put your dreams off until you get to a certain size or look a certain way. Start now, let go of all the bullshit, and just get going, because that's how these things get done. So if this has inspired you to kind of take those first steps and you want to start planning your training season, I have a free gift for you. It's you can grab the link, I think on Facebook, it's up there. It's a training plan workbook, and it's just going to walk you through a simple 6-step process for planning your training season. Makes it super easy to really get started and start in the right place and just start working towards your goals. And you don't have to even write the perfect training plan. Just writing one is a great first step, and hopefully this will get you doing that so you can really chase your goals in 2020. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, and let me see who's on here. Hey, Holly, so nice to see you. I don't know if it's going to let me see. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day and afternoon and weekend. Woo woo.